What's up, everyone? All right, one of my favorite videos. Don't worry, I'm not gonna be living in this like void forever. It's just today we were filming from home, and so this is just where we are because quite frankly, it has the best lighting. Also, side note, my husband Tyler just brought me coffee, which is awesome. It's like afternoon, and I was like, can you make me a coffee? So it was with our Nespresso, but see, I already screwed it up. But if you just saw it, he brought it up unmixed. Because he said, I didn't know if you wanted to, like, show it, you know, looking like this and then stir it. I'm like, what video am I filming today, Tyler, that I need? That was so sweet. So anyway, now we've stirred it with the half and half, but I just thought that was cute and I wanted to share you. Don't tell him I told you. So today we are talking about my Sephora recommendations. The sale is coming up. For some people, for Rouge, it starts on November 5th, but for everyone else, there's like different dates. I'm going to put it on the screen, and then I can also put the information and stuff down in the description box for you guys. It's just a great time that if you were thinking about buying even just one item, whether it's something you're repurchasing or you're like, I really need a really great new lipstick or great new blush, this is a good time to do it, because even if you're just signing up for the first time, you get 10% off. You can save 10% on something that's expensive. You know what I mean? Why not? I have got a lot, you guys. And as I was going through my collection and pulling things, I was like, this may be too many, but I'm like, I'll just go rapid fire. And so hopefully for you as the viewer, if you are looking for a certain thing, just really hone in on that part of the video, because this is gonna be a little overwhelming. But it's hard for me to narrow it down because I do have so many favorites that are genuinely so good. I'm wearing a lot of them today. I'll share that too. All right, let's start with face products. The first thing, so I guess I can kind of go in order of like how I apply things. My first recommendation, if you've never tried it, is to try one of the Super Goop sunscreens. So I have two of them that I really like, and they're for really two very different skin types. So my favorite is the Glow Screen. This is the second one of these I've owned. It's just a super glowy sunscreen, and I use it as my daily sunscreen underneath makeup every single day. It's amazing, you guys. It's great sun protection. It makes the skin look nice and glowy, but it's also like it's serving as my moisturizer. So I'm doing all of that in one step, which is why I continually recommend it, why I use it all the time. I love it. But the other one is their Unseen sunscreen. If you have oily skin, I would not go for the Glow Screen. I would go for the Unseen one, because this one is not glowy at all. And in fact, it really, I just realized I have a lip liner swatch there, but it really mattifies your skin, which is incredible. And it's really hard to find that in a facial sunscreen, like really hard. This one is amazing. So highly recommend. They are pricey, which is why I would say this is definitely the time to buy them. And another thing, by the way, I would recommend, this is what I do. I am gonna do a follow-up video to this. Let me make sure the order, yeah, it'll be the next video I put up, which is the day the sale starts, and it will be my list, like my wish list, the things I'm repurchasing, the things that I'm buying. And what I typically do each year, and I would recommend for you if you were thinking about it, is adding to your cart what you think you're gonna buy. That way, the day your sale starts, things do sell out, especially if they're ones that a lot of people talk about. That way you're ready to go, so on the day the sale starts for you, you can check out, you're good to go. I keep trying to match my lip. I have already like 6 lip lines all around this. I treat this as a glowy primer, but I also, honestly, the way that I really use it is I mix it with stuff. This is the Huda Beauty Glow Wish Skin Dew. You can wear it alone. I just didn't like it on my skin alone, which is why some of you, I've said that, and some of you might be surprised to hear me recommending this, but it is so pretty mixed in with foundation. So pretty. So that's what I did today. It's just such a pretty one, and I like to mix this with this, which this is the Nars Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. This is my favorite perfect skin makeup. I don't wear this every day because I don't think it's like crazy heavy, but it's just more coverage than I just typically want when I'm doing my makeup in 10 minutes in the morning. But it is one of the best foundations I've ever tried. I recommend it all of the time. If you were gonna splurge on one foundation to be like special event, like wear on the weekends, or maybe wear every day, because if you like more medium to full coverage, then you would love this. These two mixed together are beautiful. That's what I did to my skin today. And I just feel like you can still see a little glow. I did powder, so again, like if you have oily skin, I think you'd still like the Nars because it's not glowy, but like this wouldn't be a product you'd probably like. But just love them mixed together so much, so that's why I wanted to bring both of them up. But this foundation right here, baby, so good. Another really bougie foundation that I fell in love with is from Guerlain. It's their Licential Natural Glow Foundation. It says 16-hour wear. I don't think of this as a long wearing foundation, Whereas like the Nars, I do. I really feel like that lasts really well throughout the day. But this one has more of light to medium coverage. It's slightly buildable, but it's just pretty. It makes your skin look pretty. You know what I mean? Even like up close, it's pretty. Like that is how I would describe this. So I have duped to this. I'm trying to think of what video. I can link it if I can remember the one, but I really do think the Wet n Wild Dewy foundation is so similar to this. So similar, but I'm just saying this one is really nice. So if you were wanting to splurge on one, it's a good one. I always feel so nostalgic filming in this room because this was my old filming room. And you cannot see the chaos that is. I have like old maternity clothes, some PR boxes, future things, like it is a wreck. I've got gifts for people over there. Oh my gosh. All right, another Nars. I clearly have been a fan of Nars face products because their Sheer Glow foundation. This is like a lightly glowy, light to medium foundation. It reminds me of the Guerlain. I think the Guerlain one is a little glowier though. The Sheer Glow, I used to be so confused because I felt like this actually does have a little bit of coverage. And I used to think it was supposed to be more sheer, but the sheer is referencing the amount of glow it has. So it's a sheer little bit of glow. Does that make sense? It's a beautiful light to medium, I would say more medium coverage foundation, slightly glowy, but I think even if you have oily skin, you could pull this off because it's not too glowy. I love it. You can buy the pumps separate, which is what I did, and big fan. So far, everything I have mentioned, I would buy again. That's what I've been trying to think, and maybe that's how I'll whittle down some of this. Would I buy it again? And so far, everything, yes, I would. A favorite tinted moisturizer. This is the Tarte Maracuja Tinted Hydrator. It's just really pretty, lighter coverage. It is slightly buildable, so you are gonna see some coverage. Again, it's pretty. It blends in really quickly. You don't feel like it's not streaky like some tinted moisturizers are. There is a better deal if you're going to be shopping the Sephora sale anyway. There's a gift set with this in it and you get other products for free for like the same price as you would just pay for the full size. So I will link just this, but also that gift set below because you can get more products to try. It's one of the best gift sets, like deal wise, value wise, they're offering this year. So yeah. Love it, love it, love it. All right, concealers. Ooh, okay. I really have been enjoying the Oma Beauty Woke Concealer. I wear the shade Fair Lady T1, amazing shade range. It's just easy to use. That's what I'm wearing today. I used a sponge today. I typically use a brush. You get more coverage with the brush, of course, but it's just a good concealer. It's still moisturizing, but I don't feel like this is one that sinks into your lines like crazy, like a lot of other ones I even love. This one is a lot better about that, but it's still moisturizing. I never feel like it looks crepey or weird, and so I really like that one. I also, you guys know, this is one that I almost didn't mention in this because I am going to be repurchasing the Shiseido Synchro Skin Concealer, one of my favorites. I almost don't know how to describe this. It's one of those that every time I put it on, I'm like, it's perfect. And as it like wears throughout the day, if it's sinking into fine lines and stuff, you can just press it in and it looks like when you first applied it. It is a magical concealer. Love it. And then I really like, if you want higher coverage, the Cover FX Power Play Concealer. Very underrated. I feel like people don't talk about it. It is a very good concealer. I'm a little bit picky about higher coverage because I don't wear it often. Like if I'm gonna take the time to do a higher coverage look, I need to like have products I know work. But it has kind of a weird applicator. It's like a ball. It's so creamy. It blends in super fast, but it does have higher coverage. I would say these are more like medium coverage concealers. This is higher than that. By the way, the Shiseido one, I wear the shade 103 Fair, and the Cover FX, I wear P Light 2, if you're curious. So last concealer I mention every single year, and I don't care because it is still my favorite. Woo, the Bobbi Brown Corrector. And I guess I shouldn't say concealer, although I use it that way. The reason this is magic is because you literally, it's so fast. You dip your finger in it. This is the second one of these I've owned that I've hit pan on. I'm like, do I rebuy it now or do I wait? I might just rebuy it now, but yeah, you just dip your finger in it. They have different shades and I'll just tap it in that area and all that purple and blue is gone. It's gone. So I'll wear this alone, but if I really want like good coverage, I'll put this on and it'll get rid of the blue and purple that's there and then go in with a regular concealer here. And it is like the most flawless concealer look. So highly recommend. It is so creamy. It's the best corrector I've tried. Powder wise, this is the only one I'm mentioning today. The Kosas Cloud Set Powder. Y'all, it's time. You've been listening to me and probably a lot of other YouTubers talk about it. It is blurring. It works on the under eye. It works all over the face. Normal to dry skin or even combo. It's the perfect amount of mattification. I put a very light dusting on today. I think I could stand to do a little bit more, but I also kind of like that look. It's the perfect powder. It's so finely milled. It's almost undetectable on the skin. It's that good, you guys. I have the shade Feathery. Oh, I do have one primer that I genuinely think is pore filling. I mention every year, the Peter Thomas Roth Skin to Die For, no filter, mattifying primer. I put it on my nose and like right there and there, just my T-zone. I did it today. It just makes everything look so smooth. And makeup goes on smoother on top of it. It wears longer. It is one of the few primers I've tried that I genuinely think makes a difference. So that is why I continually use it. We've been already filming a hot minute and we got more to go. Let's do eyes really fast because I actually only have like 5 products. Everything else is cheeks and then lips. Okay, both of the eye products are from Charlotte Tilbury. I would say just as a general rule, if there is something you've been eyeing from Charlotte Tilbury, buy it during the sale. Now, Charlotte Tilbury's website does have their own sales that can be really good too. So if you miss something or you're like, I can't afford it now, but maybe, you know, the regular brand website usually has 20 and 30% off sales as well. These are 2 of my absolute favorites. This one I just repurchased. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk palette. If you're like me and you just like more neutral eye looks, this is gonna be your favorite palette. You don't have to think about it. Like, you just don't have to think about it. Now, they have a lot of other colorways. To be honest, I've only tried, I think, one other one and I didn't like it. So I don't know, like I can recommend this one formula-wise, but the other one I didn't love. So I don't really know. I'm like, are all of them terrible except for this one? Or are they all really good except for that other one? Like, I really don't know. I should try some more, but this one is perfect. You got 2 mattes, this shimmer that for my skin tone is like the perfect all over color. And then this like kind of glitter topper that at first like would always turn me off, but that looks way better than my original one. I bet they reformulated that. So whoa, I hadn't really dug into that one since I bought it because I always use the other 3, but yeah, highly recommend. And then this is their Darling palette. It is more expensive, but I'm trying to think of the exact prices, but you're getting 2 extra shades in this. So depending on like if you would actually use these shades, it might be a better bang for your buck than this, but I love this. I'm a big fan of like peachy kinds of like eyeshadows. And so this is totally up my alley. I use pretty much every single color. The only one I really don't use a lot is this one here. But all of the others I do. It's just stunning. Those are my 2 favorite shades. These shimmers right there. Oh my gosh. I was kind of going through my palette drawer and was like, okay, what else? But these are really the ones that like, I think if you've been thinking about, because I really like the Natasha Denona Glam palette. That one's really good. But the ones that I genuinely feel passionate about are these. The Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. It's my favorite brow gel. That's clear. I use it every day to kind of keep my brows down and in place. It's just my favorite. There's a reason I've repurchased it over the years and it lasts a very long time. So even though it's around $20, it's gonna last you like, I usually use mine for like at least a year. I don't know what it says. Oh, it does say 12 months. So I could probably get a little longer than that, but anyway, I love it. My next 2 recommendations are eyeliners. You already know the Makeup by Mario eyeliners. Really, the one in the Perfect Brown is one of the best waterline eyeliners I've ever tried. And if you're not typically into brown eyeliner, I'm typically not either, but this one's better than their black one and it stays in place and it's so dark brown. Like, let me swatch it. I have like nothing left. It is so dark brown, you can barely tell. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you, the formula is better than the other one. So highly recommend. It comes with a brush on the other side. Mine's all messed up too. So you can kind of like smudge it out. And that's why this is not only an amazing waterline eyeliner that stays in place, but it's so good. Like within the first minute, you can like really blend it out if you want that like kind of smudged wing. This is the perfect thing for that. So love it. I haven't talked about this in a while. The Sephora retractable eyeliner in waterproof. This is the brown in that as well. It's really good. I don't think it's as good on the waterline. That's it right there. I don't think it's as good on the waterline as the Makeup by Mario one is, but it's really, really good. And they have a lot of different colors. And then it's got a little smudger on the side. So I wanted to mention it because it is cheaper and it's really good. And if you were looking for a certain color, that's the line I would go for. All right, cheeks. As I mentioned, this Charlotte Tilbury products, I really like the Duo here. I really like any of her products that are packaged like this. The contour wand, the highlight, the blushes, all of them are good, but I mention them every year too. So I wasn't going to spend a lot of time, but definitely worth checking out because they are like, I feel like anytime I'm wearing basically any of those, I get asked what I'm wearing or I get compliments on my highlighter or my blush, whatever. Okay, enough about Charlotte Tilbury, Jessica. Oh my goodness. So this is something that so took me, like it just blew me out of the water this year. It's from Danessa Myricks. This is the Power Bronzer. I have it in light. If you are new to cream bronzer or you need a new one that's like amazing, or you just find them hard to work with, this is the easiest cream bronzer I've ever used. And I just use an e.l.f. little like brush. It's like $5 or $6. I can link the exact one. It's the best with this. That's the bronzer I'm wearing today. Y'all, this just blends in. Like you don't even have to work at it. You almost in the weirdest way feel like you could be applying a powder because you're just like, pop, 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 and it just blends in. It's just that good. There's a reason a lot of people talk about it. So if you can find a shade that works for you, I highly recommend this one. It's so good. I actually hadn't used it in the past month and I just pulled it out and I was like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot about this, so I'm excited to have it back out. Another thing I just like recently dipped back into is the Tarte line of blushes. I haven't owned one in a while, so I bought two recently, the Natural Beauty and then Captivating. Captivating's the peachy one I'm wearing today. I always describe it as the perfect peach because it is the perfect peach. This one can look a little intimidating, at least to me, because of my skin tone. I'm like, okay, is that gonna look super bright? But it really doesn't. If you use a light amount, it's really pretty. But the magic of these is that they last forever. They're easy to apply, but they last on the skin forever. And because they are like you don't use very much, the actual blush itself is gonna last you like a long time. This is one of my favorite cream blushes, the Tower 28 ones. They have different shades, but my favorite still is the one in Magic Hour. It's just so creamy and you can blend it in with your finger. You can use a brush, you can use a sponge. Like there is no wrong way to apply this formula because it's just so forgiving. Like it stays dewy on the cheeks, but it doesn't move. Like I've worn this with a mask a million times. It just doesn't move around. It actually stays, which for a cream blush is bizarre, but I love it. And Tower 28 is one of the less expensive brands at Sephora, which is nice too. This highlighter from Dior. This is a bougie baby purchase. This is their Nude Glow Luminizer. The shade is Nude Glow. It almost looks like if I look at it like that for my skin, I'm like, ooh, it's too dark. But no, it catches the light so beautifully. That's what I'm wearing today. I mean, like if you didn't know that I was pregnant, you'd be like, she's got that glow though. I'm like, no, it's actually just this. Also, I'm pregnant. But it's so good, you guys. It's so pretty. And again, can you find a highlighter like this at a drugstore price point? Absolutely. But if you're wanting to splurge, this is a beautiful highlighter. And the packaging, 10 out of 10. It's like squishy. Oh my gosh. I mean, come on. That quilted. All right, another highlighter I love. I feel like I mention this a lot, but I don't give it a lot of love in general videos, so I don't mind mentioning it in my sale videos. Laura Mercier Matte Radiance Baked Powder. This is one of those that is a little, I don't even want to say subtle because you definitely can see it, but it is a little more subtle and it's just gorgeous. It's so soft, so soft. It looks beautiful. I'll even take this and put it all over the eyelid on days that I'm not wearing like eyeshadow. And it just looks so celestial and pretty. So this is one I love. I have it in Highlight 01. I still think the name is funny though. Matte Radiance. I'm like, what? Oldie but a goodie. I mentioned it in my, I think, cult favorites video. So I'll be quick. The Kevyn Aucoin Contour Powder. I have it in medium. Go watch that video if you want to see the magic that is this thing, okay? I'll link it below. This is a beautiful contour powder. It's kind of got that more gray tone versus like a traditional bronzer type shade, which is why it's a contour powder. But anyway, it just looks so natural on the skin. I didn't wear it today, and trust me, I was like, ooh, I wish I'd worn that because I love it. Although I like this too, but it's just a different look on the skin. So lips, last category. And then I do have a couple of hair recommendations and I think a couple skincare ones too that I'll mention after. For lips, 2 different lip liner formulas I think are worth looking into. I love, okay, no, 3. Okay, the Smashbox Be Legendary Line and Prime Pencil. I don't know why, but I love this white packaging. I think it's so pretty. But if you're looking for like the perfect nude, this medium neutral rose shade is great. I feel like last time I looked at it though on their website, like they only had a couple of the shades. I don't know if they're phasing it out or what, but I love this one. Super creamy. It's actually what I use today, although I'll tell you what I'm wearing, what other things I'm wearing in a sec. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat lip liners. They're cult favorites, but they're really good, y'all. They're so creamy. I have Pillow Talk Iconic Nude. I also have Super Size Me, but it's not here with me right now. Pillow Talk Iconic Nude. Absolutely stunning. Again, super, super creamy. Similar formula to the Smashbox one, honestly. All of these you have to sharpen And honestly, my best recommendation, and this is a great time to buy it, the Nars Sharpener. I've now bought 2 of them. It's the best one I've ever used, and I've tried so many. It's so smooth on lip liners, eyeliners, on thicker, like chunky things. It is so good, you guys. Like, it is genuinely the best one I've tried. So definitely would be a good time to throw that one in your cart. The other lip liner I want to mention is actually Sephora's brand. It's their lip liners. I have Creme de la Creme is my favorite. I've been using like crazy. I don't have it with me, so I'll pop a picture on the screen. They have a lot of different shades. Again, Sephora's house brand is not as expensive as a lot of the other brands they carry, which is just nice, but it is an amazing lip liner. So wanted to give that one a shout out too. What I threw on my lips today is one of the Nars Satin lip pencils. I just love these. They're a lipstick, but they're like in a pencil form, so I need to sharpen this one desperately. But I love the shade Expiry. It's definitely my favorite. Every year I mention like, oh, I'm gonna buy another one this year, and I always forget. So I need to like actually remember, like pick out another shade because I love them. I know they have, is it like matte or velour matte? I like those, but I like the satin lip pencils the best. So definitely looking for those. I feel like they're less drying on the lips. I mean, that sounds about right, right? And if you already are prone to like lined lips like I have, I would definitely go for the satin. I think Sephora still sells these. I kept telling myself I'd look. Here, I'll just look it up real fast. Okay, well, these are like on crazy sale right now. Instead of $14, they're $5. So this would be a great time to buy it. Of course, the shade I'm gonna mention is sold out. But they have other shades, and actually, I've been wanting to try shade number 2 because I know Taylor likes it. But this is the shade number 1, Caramel Nude. Number 2 that she likes is Creme Brulee. These are like just a beautiful, super moisturizing colored lipstick, but it feels more like a balm. I mean, look, oh my gosh, look at that shine. No shimmer or anything, just pure, like wonderful, beautiful, luscious moisture. Like it's just, they're so good. I'm terrified because that looks like a clearanced out price that they're like done. Sephora, I swear to you, keep them, but like if they're not selling, change the format or something. I'm freaking out. Another recent splurge was from Gucci. This is their Rouge de Beauté Brilliant. I have it in Sally Soft Honey number 112. Just a really nice lipstick. Again, super moisturizing. Not as moisturizing as like that Sephora one, but just really moisturizing, pretty everyday purse lipstick for me. And just, it feels heavy and high end and just, ooh. It's my first Gucci purchase. So that like, wow, just really, really nice. But if you were eyeing it from other times I'd shown it, be a good time to get it, just saying. Glosses, I don't think any of these will surprise you. I love the Tower 28 glosses. These make your lips look smooth, like glass. And like I said, I have lined lips. These make my lips look smooth. It's so bizarre. And they're not plumping or anything. This one is in Cashew, which is more of like a brownie nude. Isn't that pretty? Even a little peachy. The other shade I have is Coconut, and it's more pinky, and I love that one too. I also always recommend the Buxom Glosses. This is also a great time. You can get them in sets, like in their holiday gift sets. But I am wearing Celeste on top of that Nars Expiry shade. This is what I'm wearing on top because it's super, super shimmery, but it's like clear. And the reason these Buxom ones are magic to me is because, again, I have lined lips. I've said it like 10 times. It kind of plumps them just enough so that I feel like it's a lot less obvious. It just smooths everything out a bit more. So highly recommend. They have glittery ones. They have non-glittery ones. But it's one that I always have a Buxom gloss in my collection. Always. This line is newer to me, the Fenty Beauty Cream line. These are different than their original gloss line because like those are a little more sheer. Some of them have more like glitter, and I loved that line. These don't have the crazy strong smell that the other ones do. I love the smell of the other ones though. But this one is the one I would recommend. It's in the shade Fenty Glow. I just think it's so pretty. And again, this makes your lips look really smooth too. Lipstick wise, the Milk Cream lipsticks, the Milk Makeup ones, and the Nars Audacious lipsticks, those are my top 2 recommendations. I just talk about them a lot, so I didn't want to mention them. I guess I just did mention them. Definitely those. Those are like the best long-wearing, beautiful, comfortable lipstick formulas I've ever tried. All right, some hair care recommendations. The Bumble and Bumble Sunday Shampoo. I don't need to repurchase yet, but I literally only buy this during the sale because I know like if I'm running anywhere low, I'm like, okay, let's just buy it now because they do the sale twice a year. Does that sound right? Anyway, it's just my favorite. I do it literally once a week. Sometimes it's on Sunday, sometimes it's on whatever day. Usually it's around the weekend though, so I like can keep track. But once a week just to get all the gunk, you know, like even today I've got hairspray and mousse and just all kinds of stuff in it. Dry shampoo, and I just feel like it gets all of the week's junk out of the hair. It is awesome. It feels squeaky clean. I think it's too much for every day, but it is amazing. Then the Dry Bar Prep Rally is one of my favorite detanglers. It's so good and it smells like peppermint. And I swear to you, I just got this and I was actually refilling. I have like a travel size of this and I had refilled that and it took up a lot of this. And so as I've been using it, I'm like, I just opened this and I'm already almost out. But I think I am gonna repurchase this because I just like it and it makes the whole bathroom smell like pepperminty, which for this time of year, I'm like, I just like it, man. So that's a good one. Skincare, these are two I literally just mentioned in my October favorites and fails, so I'll go fast. The Dr. Jart Ceramiding Cream, wonderful day and or night moisturizer. It's thicker, it blends in fast, it doesn't pill up under makeup. I put it on under my makeup today again. It's so good, y'all. It's so good. And then this vitamin C serum, the Ulla Henriksen Banana Bright Vitamin C Serum, I like this a lot. I tend to go for vitamin C's that are liquid. This one is more of like a cream, but it doesn't pill up under makeup. I think mine's getting a little old because when I was squirting it out the other day for a video, I was looking at it, I was like, I don't think it was that color, so I need to use it up. I know it's getting close. I really, really like this stuff. And again, I wear it during the day under makeup. It doesn't pill up, it doesn't look weird. And I'm still getting some nice skincare on my skin before I do everything else, you know? So a couple more skincare favorites that I don't have in front of me because I just haven't like repurchased yet, but that for pretty much all of these, I've like repurchased or owned multiples of. Like I've gone through and used many of them. So the Paula's Choice 2% BHA Liquid Exfoliant, love that stuff so much. I don't think I can use that right now. I stopped using it because I was pretty sure, but I haven't done any deeper dive into it. You can let me know what you think, but that stuff changes your skin. I'm telling you, it is like the best kept secret. It's not even a secret because everyone talks about it. It's so good. The Drunk Elephant Proteiny Polypeptide Moisturizer is one of my favorites. I got one in PR and I gave it to my husband and I'm like, you had better enjoy this. He hasn't tried it yet. I should ask him now because if he doesn't, I'm snatching that right back for me. That stuff is incredible. I love the Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream. That is one of the prettiest moisturizers in the world, and the packaging only like makes it even prettier, but it reminds me of the Ceramiding Cream, but it's not as thick as this. That makes this sound bad. This is amazing. It looks just a little bit dewier, I guess is the difference, and it is just incredible. This is super cheap, but I love it. The Ordinary Hyaluronic Acid, I literally use that a couple times a week. It's $6.80, so it's gonna be even cheaper than that. And I love it. It's just one of those things that I can just pat onto my skin and I feel like it's just helping so much. And it's such a simple, kind of straightforward formula, you know? If you have itchier legs, one of my favorites is the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream. Again, you can get these in gift sets, so you can get some other stuff from the brand to try for kind of around the same price. It's got colloidal oatmeal in it, so it really helps with sensitive, itchy, dry skin. Maybe you have eczema. It's really nice. It's kind of a miracle worker, so that is one depending on the sale and what I need, I'll sometimes rebuy as well. That is everything. This is the longest video ever. So as I mentioned, everything I talked about, I will have linked below in the order I mentioned it. And so if you're curious about it, keep in mind that if you buy anything through the use of those links, of course, I do get a small commission on it, helps support my channel, but also feel free to not use them. You are certainly welcome to search them on your own. No big deal, no hard feelings. But if you want to see what I'm buying this sale, and actually while I was just looking things up, I just added like 3 more things to my cart to think about. But tomorrow I'll be filming the next video in this little mini series where I'll share what I'm buying, what's on my wish list, what's on my like maybe I'll just kind of decide the day of kind of thing. So if you want to see that, subscribe, stay tuned. That'll be up next. If you're watching this, it might already be up because I don't know, maybe you're watching this 2 days later and it's already, I don't know. But if you'd also like to see, I'm like, maybe it's overkill, but also I'm like, well, like I would watch that like of YouTubers I watch. If you want to see a third video in this little series of what I actually got, like trying it, like when I get it in the mail and actually putting it on, let me know. That's going to totally depend on how long it takes me to get the stuff, but I love a good Sephora try-on haul video, which is basically what that would be. So if you'd like to see that too here in the next couple of weeks, give this video a thumbs up, comment below. What are you getting in this sale too? I'm kind of curious, like what is in your cart? What is it? Because I feel like most of us only are going to buy a couple of things. Like I'm in a weird world where like I share this stuff with you guys, so I'm more prone to buy more. But if I were not doing this, I'd probably only be buying 2 or 3 things. I'd be curious, like what are the couple of things that you are thinking about getting? Let me know. All right, I will shut up. I feel bad for my editor that has to edit this long video. I'm so sorry. Anyway, I love you guys. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.